Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is another Wednesday episode of this motorcycle trailer camper conversion project. I think this is gonna be a start of episode 24. It's taking a while.
It's taking a while.
I hope you guys enjoy the video.
It's custom. We don't know. We had no plan. We're just sort of building it. So it's now at the stage where all of the previous mistakes are coming back to haunt us. So we're fixing some of those and trying to do new stuff as well too. So and still don't really have a plan. So
yes. So it actually is taking way longer than we were thinking or hoping, because once again, it's a unique build. And now that we've made those mistakes and we've realized why some of them were made anyway, some of them are sort of unavoidable, and some were just you can't, without prior experience, you won't really know to not make those mistakes. So
for example, like we put up all the framing and then we had a terrible windstorm, and instead of checking that the framing was still square, we just kept going, right, even after the windstorm, and it turns out that the wind had knocked one corner when you're facing at the top left back corner out of alignment, and so that caused a lot of heartache. Now that we realized it is too late,
it's pretty much pretty much built at this point. And the foundation on the trailer, we didn't take out the short walls, the rails, I guess that's what you call it. We just built over it, but he was thinking that I'm still torn whether that was a good idea or not. But the thing was, the trailer wasn't made square to begin with, and we knew that. It was shorter in the front. It was less wide in the front than it was in the back. It's not a perfect rectangle.
Not at all, and not even just a little. It was noticeably different. So we tried to account for that, and things were off by half an inch here or something like that. And then when we go to put something in, like the custom-made doors, nothing fits. So that's okay. Right now, the big project is the bathroom. Again, there never really was a plan for the bathroom, so it's sort of all just being made up as we go along.
The bathroom is the hardest project. I wouldn't say project. This whole thing is a project. It's the hardest part of this project because of the shape.
Oh God, yeah.
And if you think the trailer walls out here where the bikes are located is hard, no, that's not that.
There's so many nooks and crannies in there. Just by the way it was,
the way it's shaped, it's just.
I was gonna try to do the FRP, the fiberglass reinforced plastic. I think I was gonna try to do them in one big monolithic piece per side, and then just caulk the seams, but it's such a custom cut with so many nooks and crannies that I think I might have to do overlapping pieces. And again, this was never intended to be like a luxury trailer, but we would still like it to look nice at the end, So we'll figure it out one way or the other. So pardon the mess.
Kyle's got the flooring on the bathroom done. So the last week, all you guys saw was the trailer moving, and since then I basically had surgery and was out, was on a cast for a month or so, and I just got out of the cast, but I actually still can't. I'm wearing Crocs because the only thing I can wear right now comfortably are Crocs. I can't really fit any shoes, so and I also cannot walk normally right now. I still can't walk normally, so since then Kyle's been tinkering and trying to do some more planning, but we haven't really worked on the camper since my surgery. This is actually going to be the first time since then.
We haven't had time.
And we haven't had time because I also had complications, and it took longer to recover than I was hoping. Flooring actually turned out nicely, I think.
Yeah, I really wanted a shower drain that was going to have a ridge that overlapped. I just could not find one, so I ended up having to cut a square, and obviously cutting it freehand, I didn't get it exact, but I'll go back later and put another layer of caulking on top of this now that it's secured. to sort of finish it off a little bit more nicely so that it at least looks good. So for example, right here, here's one of the nooks and crannies on the walls that I'm talking about, where the FRP will have to, it'll go across like this, but then I have to form it so that it, you know, comes down here and covers that. And
Yeah, because
just
this thing is sticking out.
a ton of nooks and crannies in here, and you know, we didn't go into this with a plan, so it's not like we intended it for it to be like that, but that's the way it turned out. At the end of the day, I think we're still going to be very glad that we have a shower in here, but I think if I could go back and do it again, I would at least make it a little more simple. I don't know how, but yeah, we'll figure it out. It'll be fine. Anything that I can't put FRP on, I will figure it out. This is the front of the camper, or the front side, I should say. We added a double port here. This goes straight into the bathroom, and this is where the hot and cold quick disconnect pipes are going to come out, the tubes, to be able to plug in the water from the water tank in the bed of the truck. So it's not the same as you would see on a professionally done camper, but it's using the parts that were available to us at the local hardware store, and nicely caulked up with some elastomeric caulk. Obviously there'll be a little bit of a padlock that goes here. The way this is formed, it's got a double seal here, so it should be pretty waterproof. We'll have to wait and see, but yeah, this is the plumbing drain. It's just got a expanding rubber seal in it right now to keep it nice, and probably keep that in there, but it came down a little bit more than I wanted. I really wanted it to be like really flush up against here. Probably ended up with two more inches than I wanted. So we'll have to see when we're driving down the road if this drags. If it does, no big deal, right? This is brittle. This is ABS pipe. Oh, you can see some of the shavings in there from the bathroom. That's funny. This is ABS pipe. It's brittle. It will break off. So it's not like it's going to ruin the whole bathroom if it breaks. So no great loss if it does. I can just redo it, but for now we'll give it a try. And then when we're traveling or not using it, I'll just cap it like this so that no bugs or rodents or anything can get up in there, or dirt. Over here on the front, again, with their how many times am I going to say this on the video? There being no plan, you know, we ended up with this little space here. So I ended up
Nook space. Right
yeah,
there.
I ended up putting that ridge guard in here to sort of allow water to drain still, but keep it sealed. And then I added on this untreated wood, this non-treated wood, I added a bunch of liquid rubber that's in there. So yeah, I'm still planning on putting something like diamond plate here. Something like this, I want to put it out here to cover up all the nails and the screws and everything that we had to put in there to secure this front. So that's just cosmetic for now. Then this has to be run inside real quick. I'll just drill a hole and caulk it up and run this to a battery somewhere to run
The jack.
or to a converter probably, actually. So we'll figure that out.
Yeah. Remember that episode where I put in these purple thingies? They're foam boards.
Yeah.
It requires you to use that kind of glue thing.
It's a latex foam board adhesive. It's listed as interior on the product, and it says low VOC, so it shouldn't smell that much. It ended up, I mean, it was horrific. Yeah.
Technically, you saw in the last episode, this is drivable. He drove it, and we could have taken it, and it's fine. We could have used it like this. I mean, it's not done, but technically it's already an enclosure, so
It's watertight.
So yes, it's watertight, and the doors work, and you can lock it and all this jazz. We don't have the bathroom functional, but we could definitely go camping in this already. But the problem was that the glue that I used, and I used very sparingly, because as you can see I'll tilt the camera up. As you can see, there's a bunch of nails everywhere because I forgot what they came from, but you were nailing in
Well, that's the ceiling on the side here.
There is also on the side.
On the side.
Yeah.
So the nails for the ceiling are the little rivet nails that I use to hold down the aluminum, but these ones are the tacking from the Tyvek.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
were
there you
everywhere.
go. There you go. So the Tyvek tacks, the other end, there's a bunch of holes already. So a lot of them don't even need that much glue because they stuck to the other side of the nail, and the nail basically is what's holding it up. And with that said, with me not using a lot of the glue,
Three tubes for the whole camper.
Yeah.
3 tubes.
and
Small
the tubes are like
10-ounce tubes.
Yeah.
Just now is the air breathable in here. It was horrific. It was totally not.
You can't live inside.
No, you would die if you. Or
yeah. And the problem
get
is,
cancer.
yeah, the problem is we plan to use. We built this camper because we can't transport the dogs when we moto camp. We can't have the dogs on the back seat just because if they fall, then they're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we want to take them camping with us, but we also want to ride our motorcycles. And the part of the reason we built this trailer camper conversion project is so we can bring the dogs with us, and the dogs would definitely die if we leave them here in like
The
I don't know.
fumes.
The fumes
The
are so
fumes.
strong. So
it was insane, and it was
Yeah.
like I said, it was listed as latex, indoor, low VOC, but my God! And we did everything we could think of. We heated this place up to try to cure it. We put a HEPA activated carbon air filter in here. We opened it. We closed it. We had
Yeah.
the vent constantly running for literally months.
I know.
3 months.
I almost
Yeah.
feel like, oh my God, we're wasting so much electricity just to expel the fumes that these glues are emitting. And
It was ridiculous.
yeah, and the problem is we live in a cold climate. Like we're by the ocean, so around here the average, especially during winter months, the average.
50, 60 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, it's
40s at night.
Yeah,
So,
and it has been raining, so we can't really actually leave the door open all the time. Although that was the plan, was every time it's not raining, just leave these doors open.
Yeah.
Just get the fumes out ASAP so we can use it right away. And just now, it's
February,
done.
first week of February. Having done it in November, early November,
And-
first week of February.
And the manufacturer detail says that it cures within what,
20,
hours?
12 to 24 hours.
Yeah. So when it cures, that means there shouldn't be any smell, and
It
they
was-
lie.
it
It's-
was
It's
horrible.
months
Yeah.
before it's completely gone. So
But on the good news, it's gone now.
I know.
So it's gone now.
I was thinking that that's good. That's okay, because actually the entire time that it was gone, we can't technically use the camper anyway because I was disabled.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm technically still disabled because I can barely walk, but I mean, I was on
You're
a cab.
hobbling around.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
hobbling around. I was hoping to use this, and I still wanted to go camping during my disability actually.
Mhm.
And we were trying to like get the smell out because I want to have the dogs here, and even though with my cast I want to be in the forest and trying to like camp. I don't know, it works. I didn't get to try it.
At the end of the day, it has electric, it has the wiring, it
Yeah.
doesn't have a shower, but we've camped without a shower before. We could
Yeah.
have taken the motorcycles, taken the dogs, but it just did not happen. So like you can see just on this little piece, just that little dab right there and a little tail here, look right here. Just that itty bitty little bit. That's all that Pam put on to hold these pieces. And it's still actually a little bit wet.
Yeah,
months later,
don't get it
so-
on your nails. So a big piece like this, the way I did it is I just literally squiggled it like that. Not even a tight squiggle. Very.
Actually, you can see it over here where we ripped
Oh,
off.
yeah.
This is when we were just going, crazy about this thing. We ripped one off to see what the heck was happening. And
Done here. Let me show you guys the outline.
just how little of it was used right there. That's it.
Yeah.
And this is what it forms, just this itty bitty little film.
Does it smell still? Or
I think a little. Here, you try it. A little, maybe.
very little.
Very little,
Yeah.
but this is 3 months later. So
Yeah.
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 Thank goodness it wasn't a house that we were building and trying to live in, because that would have been.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to live in that space while this thing is curing, because technically these things that we use here is something you can use when you're building a house, because that's
It's indoor low VOC.
Yeah.
So volatile organic compounds. You might not know. It's what makes it stink. These are pre-cut, by the way. These are for the bathroom. So you can see, actually, nooks and crannies, right? So this has been cut for the bathroom, and they're all labeled. And I have to now put this on top of an FRP panel and cut the FRP and figure out how to get that in there. Before that, I have to do the plumbing. The plumbing structure is done here. You can see it. We chose to go with flexible hose rather than anything other than that. But this is going to be the shower head. This are the hoses. This is the valve, the water valve. Those are the inlets. This is all gonna go up in here. I needed a way to secure the shower head in place, and I'm working with extremely limited space. I've decided to just take a couple of pieces of scrap wood and pull together the head where I want it to be, the plumbing that supplies the head where I want it to be for now. I have one of two options. I can either leave that in place and then just spray foam all around it and have the spray foam solidify everything in place underneath the board that'll go here, the wall, or I can eventually put in some more secure holders. For now, this is holding really well. I can either figure something out later, or I can just leave it as this and then spray foam all up in here. Down here I've left a T on each one of these, the hot water and the cold water, to be able to supply a sink eventually if we decide to put a sink in here. Right now I'm trying to figure out how to make them fit in the box that I have provided myself. So I might have to cut a piece of the box to accommodate that.
Quite a bit of progress here. The walls are coming together. As you can see, the shape of the bathroom is very unique, so there's a lot of customizations and the cuts involved, and that makes the job longer than it should be. Any comments?
I pounded this one down too far on accident when I put it in, so I ended up with a gap here because I had to straighten. I put in these lines when I first made these pieces just so I could sink it back up again, you know, sink all the lines up, and then accidentally pushed this one down too far, so I ended up with a little bit of gap there, but that's okay. I'll squirt some spray foam in there and close that up. This is FRP. I think that stands for fiberglass reinforced plastic or something like that. It is too thin and
To be a base wall?
yeah, it's
So you
too
need the
thin
plywood?
and flexible to be on its own. So the plywood just basically sits there to hold it. You want this as much as possible to be monolithic pieces, like large single pieces, so you don't have to caulk a bunch of seams and stuff. If you were to try to like secure this to the wall, you'd have to blow holes in it with nails and stuff. So instead, what you do is you nail the plywood to the wall and then glue the FRP to the plywood, and so that way there's no holes in the FRP, except for where the shower will come out and where the valve is here. This is now completed, so there'll be a little bit of a lock here that holds it shut. But inside here now we have the hot water line and the cold water line, and these are quick disconnects, so you can just pull them in and out. Although I don't want to do it right now, but yeah, I'm gonna squirt some spray foam in there to solidify them in place.
Here's the progress so far. This wall is gonna come into the left side here, and here's the shower. It's half done, getting there. So the shower wall, this is the finished shower wall. This goes on top of the plywood. That's the shower head, the handle, the drain's all done. This side actually is a redo. The first trial, there was little pieces because we thought, we're kind of in a hurry, we gotta get it done ASAP, but it looked ugly, so we redid it. It looks way better. So initially, we planned on making removable walls. I forgot why, but at some point we thought, that might be a smart idea. So we remember when I put the rivets on the previous videos, but then we just realized it's actually harder to do that because then you have to measure the holes on the plywood so that it matches. And because we are not taking our time with this project, and that's gonna add more time, we just decided, you know what, we're just gonna screw the wall in. It's a screw, so it's removable. We were trying to make it look fancier with the nicer screw top, but this works too. So for the rest of today, we're just gonna work on trying to finish this side. That's a good goal because it's already late afternoon. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. We definitely appreciate everybody's comments, and I wish that we are doing this video like a live stream so that we're getting the comments at the right time. But we still do appreciate all the comments that's coming in, because this is our first time building this, and we are getting plenty of ideas for future projects. So keep them coming, right?
Yeah.
All right, see you guys next time. Ride safe. Bye.
See ya.